Do it again. One of them days.
You're now tuned into the Next2Flex podcast. Streets talking about.
Let's try this again. What's goody good people? I got my two guys with me, Coach Zeus and AKA the Apostle, and we just gonna do a little impromptu tonight and talk a little bit about what's going on in the sports world. But let me get on this real quick before we get into this basketball. You know what I'm saying, fellas? How y'all doing?
Hey, bro, it's Wednesday. You know what I'm saying? We here. We blessed to be here, you know.
All is well. What it do?
Okay. It's good to see you guys. I ain't seen y'all in a minute. But let's talk about this. First let's dabble in this little boxing world, you know what I mean? This big boxing world right now. You got Garcia testing negative for PEDs. Is that real or is it fake? And also how you feel about it.
I have no thoughts on it whatsoever. The world's still gonna spin regardless. I think when it's all said and done, Ryan Garcia will have an impressive boxing resume, and I think they probably try and throw dirt on him right now because he spoiled somebody's fun on April 20th. So that's how I feel.
We'll never know the truth. We'll never know the truth. The way it is now is like this. Ryan, I mean, one thing it could be they're trying to tarnish what Ryan did, but at the same time, Ryan worth so much money to the game now. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard to say which way it really went. Like I said, if he did cheat, I think he should, be penalized, and I think he should face a court hearing. But if he didn't, so be it. But I think the powers that be already saw the writing on the wall. It's another mega fight coming, messing with Ryan. So why they're not gonna mess? They're not gonna. We're not gonna risk a couple $1 billion over a drug test.
Okay. Well, let's move on to the big money. The big money. We got your boy Tank and Mr. Frank Martin squaring off pretty soon. And what I want to ask you is, first, what was that he was showing? What was that? Oh, we're gonna welcome Mia to the platform tonight.
How y'all doing? I'll be there in a second.
Okay. We got Frank Martin Tank about to square off. Ended in June. What's the date on that?
June 15th.
Okay. Now let me ask you this. What was the video that what he was showing him in the phone? What was that all about? Was it
it's an old Spawn video.
Okay. So
I mean, the backstory is a lot of those guys, Evan Haney, Tank, T.O., Shakur, Frank, they all put in a lot of time at the Mayweather gym back in the day. So it's a lot of people that spar, and people spar each other all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's an old Spawn video.
Okay. Now with that being said, who are you going for in this fight? Who do you think have the clear advantage? What do you feel on it? I mean, I'm gonna ask you first, Zeus, because the reason why is I know Zeus comes with a different perspective.
I'm gonna be honest. I think in the past 2 weeks, right? I mean, for a minute, it's been talks that Tank and Frank was gonna fight, but I think in the past like 2 weeks or so, somebody told Tank, "Go ahead, get Frank out of there because we got a fight for you right afterwards. Don't get hurt. Go in there, put him down. We got something for you down the road. Just go ahead and do that real quick." And I think he's gonna go in there. He's gonna put that boy down. I don't think it's gonna go past 8 rounds.
Oh, okay. And why do you think you're gonna put him down?
I think from a business perspective, right?
Okay.
That's Mr. Highlight right there. And you're only as funky as your last cut in the words Outcast. If he goes in there and it goes the distance, it goes all 12 rounds, you now create a narrative that, oh, he's been out the ring too long. He don't got that knockout power. His guy's actually coming up that's looking like they can actually beat him. And then his next fight is going to be a bunch of naysayers and doubters. That's not good for the cash cow. If he go in there and knock dude out, he can still talk his talk, walk his walk, do what he do, and they're gonna put the next guy up there. It's gonna be a big money play because they know everybody's shooting for the highlights.
What you got to say about that, Apostle?
I think that's crazy. I think that's crazy because no disrespect, but he's already in a position where only thing he got to do to win the fight is win the fight, and he's guaranteed another mega fight, which probably will be the rematch with Ryan. But Frank is a good fighter, so Frank making it to the 12th, it'll be. I'd be surprised he make it to the 12th, but it's not a shock because Frank is a good fighter. He's not a bad fighter. He come from a good start. He got a good, background and all that. So Frank just ain't just anybody. A lot of people are doubting Frank because of his last performance wasn't as appealing as his others. You know what I mean? A lot of people looking at the enormity of Tank and his punching power, but Frank is actually a good fighter. But I do predict Tank to get him out of there probably about the 8th or 9th round. But that's not saying nothing about Frank. Frank is going to put up a fight.
You see how we said the same thing, BZ, when he just don't want to admit that
No,
we agree
you
on
said
stuff.
something about if he don't knock him out, it'll drop his stock. It won't because Frank
I
is a
didn't
good
say it'll
fighter.
drop. I didn't say it'll drop his stock. What I
You
said
said
was,
people will
it
start.
really,
He'll get naysayers.
yeah, he's going to get naysayers.
That's the same thing as dropping your stock.
Listen, if you knock a guy out in your last fight, and then this fight you don't knock the guy out, you create narratives in the casual community. The casuals are buying 50 to 60% of the boxing stuff anyway. The casuals are the ones that's jumping out there pushing all of the narratives. We know how we feel about these specific boxers. The reason that the Jaime Munguia and Canelo happened was because a bunch of casuals wanted to happen. Like, we got to understand the casuals are starting to run more of the sports world. That's why we have sports looking the way that it looks today, because the casuals want more excitement. They want more highlights. They want highlights, 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 and they're not really here for the love of the sport.
Okay, Mia, you got something to say about that?
All right, hold on. Before she go, all right, there you go. There you go. Go ahead.
I'm good.
Yeah, you good.
Okay. So, I actually agree with the both of you. So, here's my thing. I feel like more and more now, like especially with the zone and like entities like that, they're really pushing like training footage and press along with the fights. The reason that that's important is because in a lot of the boxing interviews, particularly, they tend to like kind of give a lot of information away and pretend that in giving this information away, like we're setting up a trap. But really, like they just talking too much. So I think in that, I've watched a lot of the footage of Frank talking about the fight. And to me, I'll be honest, he looks nervous. And I think like when you look at Tank in the like press runs, he tends to always check your temperature. He push you, he smack you, he talk a little bit. Like that's just his traditional game plan. With Frank, it just felt a little out of the ordinary. And for me, that feels like maybe there's some intimidation just because he know what type of stage he on. Right? This fight makes that boy's Frank, it makes his career, right? Tank, it put chink in the armor. So there's a lot at stake for both guys. I've watched Frank fights, and I do think that Frank is a good fighter, and he's a brawler too. He like prides himself on combination. So he a guy that like weakens you with combos, and then at that point in time, like once you open from like being exhausted from the combos, he tries to land a power punch, and he's done that several times. The issue with that is if you really look at Frank's technique, he drops his guards when he throws those combinations. That type of shit, those type of flaws, those type of like deficiencies in your training, those are the exact opportunities that Tank exploits. You drop your hand for 1 second and he smack you right in your chin. You forget to hold your guards to your side for a moment, he hit you right in your liver. He is the best at exploiting your weaknesses. So that being said, I think if you look at Tank's fights, he studied guys for the first 3-4 rounds. I heard Frank say, well, if I was Ryan, I would have frustrated that guy. So already that tell me, as a maybe slightly more than casual boxing fan, is like, you think that you gonna outpatience this guy. But he got more knockouts than you got fights. So you're thinking you're gonna be able to like lure this guy into making a mistake. To me, if that's anywhere in your game plan, it seems a little unrealistic. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's gonna come down to technique because Frank is a good fighter and he is strong and he do got a nice little flurry of punches. But Tank, when you look at that technique, even when he throw flurries, God's always close to his face. I feel like it's gonna be the little things that get a nigga up out of there in a fight like this. So my prediction is I think both of you guys are right. I actually had Tank knocking him out like around the 7th round. Both of y'all said eighth for different reasons, but both of y'all said eighth. So I really agree with the both of y'all. Like I feel like to Zeus's point, there is like Tank's Tank. But to your point, Apostle, I also feel like Frank is a great fighter. I do think it's going to be a good fight. I think it's going to be a nice little test. But ultimately, unless Frank wins, it's just a tune-up fight. So I got Tank getting it in the 7th. And that's it. I'm done.
I mean, it's the Tank effect, you know. We'll see Tank beat Frank, and then Frank will go fight for a belt in 2 or 3 fights.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw what happened with Ryan. We saw what happened with Pitbull. Tank will be next on. I mean, Frank will be next on the list. He'll be fighting for a belt soon, you know. So it's all good.
Yeah. But Tank's Tank. Like,
Yeah, it's all good.
and I feel like not enough credit is given to Tank's boxing IQ. Like, he was trained by the best, if that's how you want to look at it. Like, he's such a knockout artist that you forget how smart he is in there. And I feel like Frank, he looking like he think he's smarter than Tank. And I'm just like, nah, I really feel like you overestimating this guy because he be knocking niggas out. Like, you thinking like, oh, that's what he looking for. He looking for the knockout. Nah, he's a pretty technical fighter.
Okay. Okay. Well, let's move on to this fight right here, or what you even consider the fight. You got Mike Tyson coming up. What do y'all put into that situation? Are y'all watching it?
I'm not even gonna watch
Casually?
it, bro.
You want, or do you think
I'm
it's
not
a
even
block?
gonna watch it, bro.
Is it a draw? It's not even a draw. What y'all feel about it?
I'm gonna watch it.
It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be entertaining. Like, I know, like, I get it's a joke, like, and I feel like, come on, Mike, but at the same time, I think it could be entertaining. I want to see. I'm just being honest. Like, I'm gonna watch it.
I'm gonna treat it like a Jeff Ross comedy show. I will not be in attendance. I will not be watching. I won't even turn on Netflix that day. I'm good.
Respect. I can't cage.
Apostle, how you feel about that? I look at your face. I see a little twist in your lip, man.
I mean, I think because you asked me about, I think when everybody, like, whenever we speak, everybody, like, whoever's speaking, everybody else got to mute their mic. That's what's making this sound distort.
Yeah,
You still hear it, or is it mine doing it?
it's yours doing it, actually.
Yeah, I don't hear any mic distortion.
Yeah, I can hear it when it's like somebody's speaker is up or something like that, or somebody have they actually like or watching the video or something like that.
Nah. You still here now?
Yeah, I hear.
Only,
I hear.
I guess let me take this out. Pop back in. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, so go ahead with your take on the fight.
See, it's still doing it. It just did it, and I was muted.
Yeah, and it does it. At first, I don't know. Let me see. Is it doing it now? Do you hear it? Yeah, I'm not sure what it is though. I couldn't tell.
All right, we're gonna keep it moving. So
Yeah,
this is what I'm gonna say this about the Mike Tyson Jake Paul thing. It's an exhibition, but they calling it a fight. But the actual fight card itself is a good card. So you're gonna be. It's a lot to watch that night. It's a major fight on that card between Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor. You know what I'm saying? So it's a major fight that night in women's boxing. It's a good card. So yeah, if you're a boxing fan, yeah, you'll still watch the card. But I think at the end of the day, the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson thing, they doing that just for fun and whatever. I don't think nobody gonna get hurt or there's gonna be anything serious. They probably be out there with the big pillow gloves on and everything. It's not gonna be a real fight. But they're gonna bait you in. They're gonna bait you in. But like I said, watch the card because it's gonna be a good card. But the actual Jake Paul, Mike Tyson thing, Mike Tyson's the one who got Jake Paul in the game in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So this is the cash out. You know what I'm saying? But Jake Paul is gonna be around boxing for a long time, and Mike Tyson ain't coming to knock him out the sport.
Okay.
Wow.
So are you all in? Kind of in?
I mean, it's boxing, man. And social media and all that stuff plays a part in boxing now. So we can't sit there and complain about it anymore. The social media guys made their way in. The YouTube guys made their way in. So Mike really opened the door for Jake when he did the Roy Jones, when he did the him and versus Roy Jones card. So and Jake just came in the door and took off running. He done became a promoter. He's putting together some card that some of the promoters should be doing. So he's doing big things. So he ain't going nowhere. He's gonna be around regardless.
Okay, so let's get into this NBA, man. We just got the MVP announced, and I'm gonna let Zeus take over because that's his thing. How do you feel about the MVP of y'all's
Trash.
2023-24 MVP?
Trash. I think Shea should have won it. You could put a really, really strong case for Shea this year.
Agreed.
I think it was it was Shea's to lose in my opinion, and I think Shea had it locked up for a very long time. I said in the beginning of the year the way that Shea was playing. I said in the middle of the year the way that Shea was playing, all the way to the end of the season. That's Shea's award, and to give it to Jokic, you know what I'm saying? It's just like what are we getting lost in? You know what I'm saying? What is really going on? Like you're saying, oh, Shea has a really, really good team, and that's why he couldn't have won it. The last time I checked, the Nuggets had a really, really good team. You use the narrative of, well, Shea was he's on the top 4 seeded team in the West. Okay, where are the Nuggets? Like every narrative that you use as to why Shea couldn't win it, you can use that same narrative for why Jokic couldn't have won it. So it's like I don't know how the voting works. I can't wait for voters fatigue to settle in, and I can't wait till we get a new MVP because just to keep giving it to the Joker every single year. And there are other guys that I believe that are just as deserving, if not more. I thought this was Shea's for the taking this year. I ain't gonna hold you.
What you got, Mia?
Yeah, I definitely. I wanted it to be Shea, but I knew they wasn't gonna give it to him. Jokic is the best player on the defending championship team. So, he's in the toughest conference. They really aiming for him to be the face when LeBron is gone. And don't get me wrong, Jokic is good. You know what I mean? Like, but at the end of the day, like it was Shea's this year, and I just feel like voter fatigue is a real thing, and they're picking guys casually, like these awards don't matter anymore or something. And I remember when this made niggas careers. Like when you give your opinion on basketball now and you don't have these awards behind you, people looking at you like nah. So I just feel like, I thought it was weird that he didn't win. I also didn't think Rudy Gobert should have been Defensive Player of the Year. They wasn't going to give it to Wemby because he's a rookie. But, and I think Jokic was like third right behind in defensive rating. But, I mean, I feel like clearly like Wemby was the Defensive Player of the Year. So clearly like it doesn't always go to who deserves it. So that's my take on it. But I definitely thought like Shea and Wemby should have got it. Like rookie or not, like the kid was amazing. So that's it.
What you feel, Apostle?
No votes for Luka.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like
everybody,
there were some good cases.
That would have made more sense to me than Jokic.
Luka, Anthony, no, by none. The joke is him. He's him. He is him.
So is Shea. And so is Shea.
I'm just saying the joke is him. I mean, I don't want to take nothing away from him. He's him, but like I said, he don't deserve it like to get it like every year. No. But I'm saying, why not Luca? Why not Anthony Edwards? Of course, Shea could get in there. I was just thinking, I just didn't understand why everybody just focused on. Even Jalen Brunson should have been in the mix. You know what I'm
Jalen Brunson
saying?
should have been in the conversation, no doubt.
Mhm.
But
I'm not even mad if Jalen Brunson is in top three. I think when Ant started really getting in his bag, it was towards February on out. So I didn't put Ant in there. Jalen from beginning to the end, Shea from beginning to the end, Joker from beginning to the end. They've been playing phenomenal. The NBA has started making these rules that you got to play this amount of games so that you could do this and do that, because all of the big men that could have potentially won it, i.e. the Giannis Antetokounmpos and Joel Embiids of the league, get injured a lot. So they like, all right, count them out. Joel Embiid got kicked out of the MVP race a minute ago. So it was like, if you notice, when Joker was
he
battling for
shouldn't have got
MVP,
it last year. What are we
Joel
talking
Embiid
about?
Embiid was always there when Joker was battling for MVP. You know what I'm saying? Shea, I believe, should have won it, but it is what it is. We'll see what happens next year. I think at the end of it, when it's all said and done, Joker is going to have so many of these MVPs. It's going to water down the big man winning the MVP.
Oh yeah, about the whole statement about they want to make him the face after LeBron.
Now they got two faces right now. They good.
I'm trying to figure out, is LeBron still the face of the league? Am I
No,
missing
LeBron
something?
ain't been the face of the league for about 2 years now.
Depends on how you look at it. I mean, the bottom line with LeBron is he's always in the conversation.
I
So it
mean,
never really like
he's an
leaves.
ambassador of the league.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
not the
like
face no more.
Yeah.
I think ambassador is a better way to put it. But I feel like if I'm if I'm anybody in the league, no matter what you accomplish, what Bron is doing with the Lakers is always like topic number 2 right behind it.
Lakers being the topic is because of how trash they're performing. It's not about how
No,
good
I
they are or
mean,
how good
it's who
No, of
LeBron
they
course
is.
it's
are.
not about how good they are. But would you
It's who
be
they are.
if any other team with any other guy lost in the second round or whatever that was, like first round to these guys again, like you wouldn't be talking about it.
I mean,
It's still on every episode of
Nah, it's
sports.
certain people you
certain
get.
people and certain teams are always going to be a topic on the sports show.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's my
You
Clay
point.
have
was
to
a
have him
topic
on the
for a whole
He's
topic.
the
3 weeks
certain
because he didn't
person.
make the playoffs.
And he's on a certain team that's always going to be a topic.
Exactly. So I get it. I think I
Like the
don't think
Yankees can be trash, but they're going to be a topic.
right. The Cowboys could be trash. They always gonna be a topic. You know what I'm saying? That's just how
I'm
it
trying
is.
to avoid that. I knew you was
My
going
my
to.
fault. My fault. My fault. My fault. My fault. Let me get back, man. Coach Killer, LeBron James is not a face of the league.
Coach Killer?
Yeah, Coach Killer. He's a Coach Killer, bro. If you
He's
are
a coach killer.
if you're any reputable coach with any medals, any accolades, any
Okay.
awards, and you go coach for LeBron James, you are the first scapegoat. You are the first person to go. It does not matter what goes on.
Oh, you
Doesn't
blaming? Oh,
matter.
you talking about Darvin Ham?
Darvin Ham, Frank
I mean, he's
Vogel,
been
Luke
coach for 2
Walton,
years.
Mike Brown, David Blatch. I mean, the list goes on. There's only two coaches, Eric Spoelstra, and we'll say Tyronn Lue, because Tyronn Lue won a ring with him. But those are the only two coaches that have not died away after a LeBron debacle.
So that would make him a non-killer.
No, because Eric Spoelstra is showing you after LeBron, he can still take his team to the conference championships and to the finals. Tyronn Lue is showing you that after LeBron, he still can get accolades by coaching and still taking his team, regardless whether they're injured or not. So those are the
So that
only
means he
two
didn't
guys.
kill him.
Everybody else did not get a chance afterwards. Mike Brown had to go sit as somebody's videographer for 2 years before he can get an assistant head coach job again.
Didn't he win a chip with LeBron as an assistant coach though?
He had to go. He had to rebuild his career back up. He went from a head coach to being the video coordinator and a scout. Like, what are we talking about, bro? Let me ask you this, Bezel. I'm gonna ask you a question. You have 10 years coaching college basketball, right? You've been to the Final Four a couple of times. You got some hardware. You got some accolades, right? Right now, the Lakers need a coach, and that's the only offer you're getting from the NBA. Are you coaching that team?
No.
Exactly. We know what it is, bro. We're not about to play these games, bro. We know what it is. We're not about to play these games. Would you coach the Orlando Magic team?
Yes.
Would you coach the Golden State Warriors that didn't even make the playoffs?
Before I coached the Lakers.
Yeah.
And I'm a Lakers fan. I would go to Golden State.
Exactly. You don't got to say it, bro. You don't got to say it. I know what it is. You
I
don't got to say
kind
it.
of agree with Zeus on that though. And I'm a Lakers fan. I didn't become.
Okay, your reasons sound crazy, yo.
But
Nah,
But are we really going to go down this avenue? You saying to me right now, somebody offer you an opportunity to coach the Lakers, you
I'm gonna
got
turn
to
it
go do
down.
it because LeBron's there.
No, it's not. It's. There's
because
the first of all, it's three different factors.
It's going to be
Le,
LeBron and Bronny.
no, no,
Whoever.
no.
no,
LeBron is there is a big factor. The front organization is a mess right now. We don't
yeah,
know if Rob can do his job anymore or not. We don't know what's going on with the Big B family, nothing like that. And then three, there's no continuity of the future for you. Like it don't matter. You could take them to the playoffs next year, right? This is your first year coaching. Take them to the playoffs next year, and you don't know if you're gonna keep the job because if
yeah.
Braun wants you gone, you gone.
And not
So
only
you
that,
saying LeBron wanted Darvingham gone?
Oh, LeBron definitely wanted Darvin
definitely,
gone.
he definitely
He
wanted it.
definitely wanted. He definitely like what? We're not about to pretend he didn't want
Definitely,
him gone. He wanted Frank Vogel gone. What are we talking about?
definitely wanted it.
He's a coach killer, bro.
I wouldn't, I just wouldn't take the job. I know a lot, contrary to your belief, not every coach want to say they want to coach in the NBA. So you got to be where you feel comfortable. And if I'm comfortable at the college I'm coaching at, I would stay there anyway. But
Even
going
if I'm
to,
comfortable at the NBA position, right? Even if I'm comfortable coaching in the NBA, I'm still not taking that job this year for the Lakers with that LeBron on that team. I'm not doing it.
well, and it's not only that because the thing is, you don't know. You're inheriting a team, and what is the upside to it? You know what I mean? LeBron may leave the year out. He may leave right after you take the job. You know what I mean? So why would you even do that to yourself? And I just think LeBron is very hard on coaches. I wasn't a Bron fan until he went back home and got a chip. I respected that so much. You know what I mean? But and I am a diehard Lakers fan. Um, but I just can't see myself going to a LeBron coaching a LeBron in LA. It's just too much.
Hey,
And he's
mark my
not.
words.
And at the end of the day, I think maybe he's comfortable there because he's. I don't know if he would go anywhere else. I don't know because I think he want to be in the Hollywood thing. I see him on more commercials. I think he's comfortable. He's solidified himself in LA. Maybe he might go to the Clippers or something like that, or something like I'm not sure. But at the end of the day, they getting a new arena. They got a new state of art arena coming. Paul George is declining the situation, so I could maybe see him going over there. But nah, I wouldn't take that job.
When that 30 for 30 come out for LeBron James, coach killer. That's what
No,
you're gonna hear. Coach killer. When that 30 for 30 come out, watch. Can't wait for it.
They would never.
Can't wait for it. And you know what, Bezel? I told you so. That boy Ant-Man is the truth. I told
yeah,
you.
yeah, you did, and that's what we're gonna get into right now. Unless somebody else had anything to say on that. Okay, so who do y'all feel is more important to their team, Anthony Edwards or Bronson?
Ant-Man. It's not even close. Ant-Man, and it's not even close. I would love for somebody to disagree. I can't wait to hear somebody disagree.
Apostle looked like he said he wants you to say, you know what he say? What's that sauce you sipping on?
I think they both equally as important, man. You know what I mean? They both equally as important. And Bronson has a weaker support system. So definitely, if you can't say, if you say Bronson has a weaker support system, so he definitely has to do more. You know what I mean? You got two credible bigs that you can lean on and other shooters. So I mean, Bronson is their main vocal point. So I would say either they equal or you got to go Bronson.
You lost me at two credible bigs. You got one credible big. You got a dude that you don't know when he gonna show up, bro. And call Anthony Towns, bro. You never know when he gonna show up, bro. One
Is he
game he
showing
start.
up now? Is
You
he
said
showing
what?
up now?
But you know why he's showing up now? He's
No,
not.
so,
He
no, 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 no,
listen,
no,
listen,
no.
listen. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on,
So
hold on, hold on. I just let
defending
you.
champions, he showed up
You
now, right?
listen. You said what you said about Brunson, right? He's got a weaker support cast. He's also in a weaker conference. It is what it is. I'm not even tripping off that. Your boy Ant-Man took a bigger role and forced everybody around him to play better. Them first couple games, they was trying to get it all together. When Coach finally said, "You know what, Ant, this is your world. We just sent it." When Ant became the 1A, and Gobert became 1B, Cat was able to fall in line as the third person, and Cat was able to finally figure out his role because they've wanted Cat to be number one for a very long time. Since his rookie season, they've been grooming him to be the number one guy. When Ant-Man came on the scene and we started to see flashes of Ant-Man showing you that he could be a top 5 shooting guard in the league, we said, all right, cool. We was cool. We even said it last year. Ant-Man can be a top 5 shooting guard in the league. But what Ant is showing you now, he can definitely be the number one shooting guard in the league. And having a defensive player of the year like Rudy Gobert behind him, that is his 2 guy, and then having guys like Nas Reed come off the bench and stuff like that. And of course, having Karl Anthony Towns, you don't even need Karl Anthony Towns to be consistent anymore because Ant just gonna go out there and give you 40. Oh, you start the game 0 for 6? Get out the way, Cat. I got this. I'm gonna go 8 for 8 right now. I'm gonna show you exactly who I am. Kevin Durant, who? Devin Booker, who? It don't matter who you put in my face. I'm playing the number one. I'm playing the defending championships right now, the champions, and I'm up 2-0 because I'm showing y'all what I could do. I let my man Rudy Gobert go home so he could take care of his newborn baby, and I still went to go get it done. That boy is he's the reincarnation of he's what Jordan would be if Jordan was playing right now. He's everything. He got it. That's my hot take. I'm sticking to it.
Okay. I'll say this. Because I feel like you made some very, very valid points. But I think for all the reasons you just said, that's why Jalen Brunson is more important than his team. So, you talked about Rudy Gobert and Cat. Yes or no? No short answer, please. Just yes or no. Do you think that the Timberwolves would have a reasonable shot at a first round playoff appearance without Cat playing on that team? Say, for example, he was in.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So that point, right, that's a yes. If you take Jalen Brunson off of that fucking Knicks team, they don't even make the playoffs. Not with that bunch of guys, and especially because L was out for a big portion of the season. He was hurt like most of the season. So without Randall playing and without Jalen Brunson on that team, this team is the fucking like Jazz. Like that's who they are. So for everything you just said, Jalen Brunson is more important to his team because the Timberwolves would very much still make a playoff run with or without Cat. I mean, I'm sorry, with or without Ant playing. Now,
Not
don't
without
get me
Ant-Man,
wrong.
they wouldn't.
Listen, what I'm saying. Don't get me wrong. With Ant on that team, I feel like we're looking at the championship team right here. Honestly, like I think that there's a very good chance they sweep the Nuggets, and I think in sweeping the Nuggets, yes, I think there's a chance. I'm not saying that I definitely feel like they're going to win the series, but like I think there's a chance of a sweep. Right? That's just my opinion. I'm just saying. So that being said, like don't get me wrong, people hit their stride and they go crazy, and I'm with all of that. I know, like the Nuggets going on to win the next 2 wouldn't surprise me either. But we got to give some real credit to the banging that goes on in these games and how that exhausts you physically. And Jokic has never been the most athletic guy. When I looked at him through that Lakers series, he was gassed. Jamal Murray went out there and got it done. Right? So when you talk about like the energy it takes to put yourself in these games, and Rudy, Cat, them guys young. And Jokic, he been banging with these guys like all throughout these series, and now he out here playing Jordan Part 2. Like it's exhausting. So for all of these reasons, like I definitely feel like Jalen Brunson is the more important player to his team because there's no chance that the Knicks make a playoff run without him on that floor. Like and even just in the offense that they're running, they're really like kind of moving this Villanova offense. Like that's what they're pushing. It's important to the chemistry of play. You take one person out of it, it doesn't work.
I watched Jalen Brunson play on a top 10 defense, top 5 offense when he was with the Dallas Mavericks. When Dallas went into that wasn't Cat.
They ain't no top defensive team.
They was a top 7 defense. What are you talking about, bro? I said this last year on the thing. I said I was surprised that Jason Kidd has them as the top 7 defense in the NBA. So like I was saying, a top 10 defense and a top 5 offense, and they were in the West. He didn't even have to be first fiddle. We saw what happened over there. I've already seen what he can do when he's got a team that bolsters the likes of having.
It has nothing to do with the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. That has nothing to do with what they're doing with the Knicks.
I'm not even done. I'm not even close to being finished. I watch him then go to the Eastern Conference, where he has a bigger role. He has a team that is more so suited that he can do what he wants. He doesn't have to answer to anybody else. And this is what we see right now. We see a very good Knicks team. You take Jalen Brunson off that team and put Ant Edwards on there, they're number 2, they're number 1 seed in the East.
That's not the question.
Yeah,
That's
that
not
don't
the
have
question.
nothing to do with nothing.
That's not the question.
Listen, you asked who's
Anthony,
more
You
important
talking
to their
circles
team.
around a point when none of that has anything to do with anything.
We're having
What
basketball
does that have to
dialogue.
do with the
You
fact
guys are trying
that
to
Jalen
convince
Brunson
me.
is more important to this Knicks team? You bringing up the Mavs and all of this irrelevant shit.
No,
Him
it's not
playing on the
irrelevant.
Mavs is not the same
I
because
love how
he
y'all
was not
cut
the
me
number
off,
one
though.
option on
I
that
wasn't
team.
finished my point,
So
but it's
even
okay.
mentioning the Mavs in the context of your argument does not
Right.
make sense
So can
because
I
you're
finish
mentioning
talking
a
now or no?
completely different version of him.
So
He is not
AK
the same
cut me
player he
off.
was with
Mia
that
cut
team
me off.
in a
I'll wait.
situation that is not that does not conform to the question.
Right.
Who
So
he
when
was
I
with the
when I
Mavs
can
ain't got
finish my
nothing to do with
answer, let
him.
me know, Mia. Let me know when I can finish my answer. Because
I'm
as
just
soon as I
saying.
started talking, AK said cap. Before I could finish, you cut me off. So you don't even know what I'm saying. What am I saying?
It doesn't matter. It's not
Exactly.
relevant.
Now it doesn't matter what I'm saying because we don't
I've been
agree.
saying it don't
It's
matter. It's not
cool. Bottom
relevant.
line is Ant-Man is more important to the Wolves than Jalen Brunson is to the Knicks. It's all good. I answered your question, Bizel.
No, I mean, the thing is, I see where you're going with it.
But
Go ahead.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No,
yeah,
no,
see,
you
now he cutting you
don't.
off. They don't
No, you
listen.
don't.
When I
You
spit
don't.
facts, they just love cutting me
Don't
off,
throw
bro.
no money
It
in
is
there
what it
now.
is, bro.
Pick
You
a
know that
side,
didn't make
Zell.
It is
sense.
what it
Pick
is,
a
bro.
side.
Didn't make sense,
It is
Pick
what
a
it is,
side.
bro.
But you know
No,
that didn't make sense.
no. He's making sense with what he's saying. You know what I mean? And I hear it. You feel what I'm saying? Of course, I was going with Bronson. You know what I mean? I just feel like the Knicks wouldn't even be a playoff team without Bronson. You know what I mean? I still think that the Timberwolves would be a playoff team without Ant, but not they wouldn't be a third seed. I don't think they would be a third seed.
And they
But I
definitely
still,
would be up 2-0 and no Nuggets.
Watching
yeah,
what Ant-Man did,
Here's my
and the
thing.
reason this
and it's not
conversation is
taking nothing away from Ant.
Let me
It's not
say
taking
this. Let me
the
say
nothing
this.
away.
conversation is actually very disingenuous when we think about it, right? We're talking
Oh,
about
go
an
ahead.
Ant who's never been traded. He didn't get traded to the Timberwolves and made the Timberwolves
Right.
better. He
What
started
that
there.
got to
He
do
left
with
his mark, and when he left his mark, he's got guys playing better around him. We have to wait and
what?
see Jalen Brunson there a few years in New York, see what he's
Thank you.
doing, and then we'll be
The
able to
debate
have a
is not
more
who's
pertinent
better,
conversation.
Juice.
Because
Debate
right now,
is not who's
I'm
better
telling you,
between the two
Ant-Man
players.
is way more important to the Wolves than Jalen Brunson is to the Knicks.
He's the
Way
better
more.
player.
It's not even
You can
close.
make the argument he's the better player,
You said
but
what?
you can make the argument he's the better player. But in this particular series right now, going against the defending world champions who was plowing through everybody, the role that Rudy and KAT is playing is way better than anybody that Brunson has on his team.
Well, they're also. All
Facts
right,
or
I
no?
see where this is going.
Is that
I
fact?
see where this is going. It's all good,
Am
bro.
I making this up? Does he have a better
You're not
supporting
making it
cast?
up, but you're talking about the
Does he have a better
same.
supporting cast?
You're
Yes or
talking
no?
about the same
Does he
center
have a better
that Dwight
supporting cast?
Howard
Yes or
was
no?
giving troubles with when they was blowing through them to go to their finals run.
Does
So,
he
like,
have a better supporting cast right now?
who? Ant-Man? Yes, Ant-Man has a better supporting
That's
cast.
what I want to know. Yes, thank you.
But why does Ant-Man have a better supporting cast? Because he took over and said, "Hey, bro, you be the second best. You be the third best." When Karl Anthony Towns was trying to be the
Child,
number one
please.
guy over
He did
there,
not
you
draft
saw
no
what happened.
players
Hey,
or
how many
run no
times did Karl
GM and
Anthony
put them
Towns make the
guys on that
playoffs
team.
when he was the number
Please
one
get
guy?
out of here with that.
I'll wait.
You are
I'll
so
wait.
stuck in your argument that
I'll
you
wait.
refuse to see reason in
Mia,
it.
it's okay. We can
You
agree and disagree.
tripping.
I just asked the question. How many times did Karl Anthony Towns make the playoffs before Ant-Man got there?
You
I'll wait.
tripping.
He been a couple times. He made the
How many?
playoffs a
How
couple
many?
times.
How many?
We gotta look
Exactly.
it up, but he's been there a few times.
Exactly.
Yes,
Okay, a few times
he
now. Okay,
had.
no,
So
I'll let it rock. I'll let it rock.
so you saying he never? You saying
I
Carter
said I'll
Towns
let
never
it
played
rock.
in the
You said a
playoffs?
couple times. I said I'll let it rock. We can move on to the next topic. It's cool.
Okay.
They definitely went to that playoff where Pat Bev was jumping on the table. Like y'all remember that? Like, Pat Beverly jumped on the table like, we going to the playoff.
You know Ant-Man was playing though, right?
Yeah,
Ant-Man was on
I
the
know.
team.
That's our point. Our point is that these guys were going to the playoffs regardless. Like, they weren't
The
making
Knicks
deep
weren't going
plays.
to the playoffs before Jalen Brunson got there?
No, they
Okay, so they
suck.
just never made the playoffs before Jalen
I'm
Brunson
not
got
saying
there.
they
Okay.
never
All right,
made the
that's cool. That's cool.
playoffs.
Hey, BZL, my bad, bro. I'm misinformed.
I'm not saying they never made the
Here's the
playoffs.
thing.
We're just saying that the Timberwolves, without
These
these two
guys,
individual
these
players,
guys
you're
playing
saying
right
all
there
of
wasn't
this.
going.
You said what?
These guys wasn't going.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
this group here.
We're talking about the existing squads that are on the team right now. Like, I
Quigley,
feel like you're
Obi
throwing a lot of other
Toppin,
teams in the
Julius
argument.
Randle. I mean, I remember them being in the
Randall
playoffs,
ain't
but
been
I mean,
playing.
I
He
might be
been
from
hurt.
another dimension.
He been
I might be
hurt.
in a different universe. It's all good.
He took him. He was Brunson took him to the playoffs last year.
Yeah. He was cooking in the playoffs last year. They lost by like one game. They
I'll
went
leave it
to the
alone.
next round by like one game. They lost a game
They
7.
go on 7 like Miami or something.
Yeah, they went to a game 7, and he was cooking.
Miami.
Like he's
Against
been
Miami.
fantastic. They're both
The
fantastic.
Who
Eastern
went to the
Conference, bro.
finals?
It's all good.
Who went to the finals?
It's all good, bro.
Miami went to the finals last year, bro.
You said what?
Who went to the finals?
The
Miami
Eastern
went to the
Conference is
finals.
not. I'm not changing my stance on the Eastern Conference, bro. I'm not,
That's you.
and that's cool, bro. That's the beauty of this conversation. We can all stay in our square.
Yeah, but I think Zeus too. I think a lot of it because brought it up a couple times. The Eastern Conference. I think it's because Ann is playing over, and maybe quote unquote a more competitive conference.
We'll see.
If Ant was in the East right now, you could put him on the Magic. You could put him on the Cavs. You could put him on any of those teams that were below the 4th seed. He's going to be the number 2 seed, bro. You could put him on a play-in team. You could put him on the goddamn Hawks. You could put him on the Hawks.
Hawks got
That's
some
how
shooters,
good Ant-Man
boy.
is.
Hawks got shooters.
Yeah,
That's
not
how
saying
good
a lot.
Hawks
Hawks
got
got
shooters and
shooters.
didn't make the playoffs.
Ice
They
Trae.
got a bunch of injuries, but they got shooters, bro.
Okay, if you put Ant-Man on that team, they make the playoffs. Not
But
only
they
did they make the
actually did
playoffs,
make the
they the
playoffs.
number 2 seed.
Didn't they make the playoffs and lost in the first round?
Oh,
Nah, they got
They
beaten
got
in
bumped
the
out. They got
no,
bumped out.
they got beaten the play-in.
Oh, that's right.
Point
It
I'm
was the
trying to
play.
make is y'all want to make this point that Jalen Brunson is doing more with less because he's got a lesser team than a dude that's playing in a more stronger conference, who's playing in the conference where he's got to go against some heavy hitters. If the Wolves make it out the West, they have no competition in the East. There's nobody that's going to beat them.
You're missing the point, though. You're missing the point.
So wait a minute. So you saying they just gonna plow through my young boy?
Of
That what
course,
you saying?
they
You
might
saying
sweep your young boys.
you know my hold on.
They
Stop.
might
okay,
sweep
we're
your
gonna
young
get to
boys.
the
What are you
Celtics.
talking
We're gonna
about?
They
get
gonna
to
sweep my
you.
young boy?
They're gonna
Now I feel
sweep your
like
they might
Oh,
sweep your
crazy.
young boys if your
hold
young
on,
boys
hold on,
make it
hold
to
on,
the
hold on.
finals.
Crazy.
What are we
I'd
talking
like
about?
to. I just want to say this, and then I'm gonna drop it. I feel like once again you kind of made my point because you're saying like, okay, the Western Conference is tough as shit. So him being able to get through that conference is really proof of his skill and ability, which none of us I think are disagreeing with. I think the point in that is saying that if you took him off of that team, Cat and Rudy Gobert still being able to run through a much more difficult conference and still get to at least the first round of a playoff is impressive. But there's no way the Knicks are doing that. The Knicks in a weaker conference without Brunson on that team might not even get to the first round. No matter what. If Ant Williams is on that current team or not, they're getting to at least the first round.
Yeah,
That's the point.
I do agree with that. I do. I really I love it. Being honest, Ant-Man is showing some stuff, dog. I really like.
You like that?
And it's not taken away from him and what he's doing.
I think he's the better player. I think he's
Yeah.
the better
He's the better player for sure.
the better than that. That's
Yes.
what I think
He's the
that's
better
what we
player, no
losing.
question.
I think we lose the context of that. I'm not saying he's not the better player. He is
He's
the better
definitely
player.
the better.
Yeah.
He's the better player. No
Mhm.
question.
That's
But
what I'm
right
trying to
now-
tell you. None of us disagree with you on that. He's definitely the better player. but
In this series right now, the most important series of their life is right now. Those bigs are showing their worth.
Yeah.
That's facts.
But look at Bronson's size too, man. It's impressive.
You know what I'm saying?
With his size.
Ant-Man down here with you, not the one down here with the Joker. You not guarding Joker. We are. You ain't going up against the Joker. We are.
Okay. Hey, BZL, do you ever? Never mind. It's all good.
So
I mean, you can argue with it, but I mean,
Nah, it's all good. Look,
He's not playing with the defensive player of the year.
it's all good, bro. It's all good, bro. It's all
Is
good.
it?
And to be honest, Rudy shouldn't have won Defensive Player of the Year. It should have been Vic.
But then he got it multiple times. He
Yeah,
got it multiple
but
times.
like I said, I said
ain't got
this
nothing to do with whether he got it or
year's
whether he
voting was
doesn't. Not he
trash.
got it.
There's a Defensive Player of the Year that shouldn't got it. There's an MVP that shouldn't have got it. It should have been the two completely different people. But that's the whole conversation.
So cool. Go ahead, man. We can move on.
I gotta ask y'all this, man. And I was pondering this because someone asked me this question. Who was more disappointing this year? The Suns or the Bucks?
Oh, the Suns. The Suns by far. Suns by far was the most disappointing. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. And I don't think me and you talked about this, but I said this plenty of times. Doc Rivers going to the Bucks was the worst decision that the Bucks could have made. Doc Rivers is very much so stuck in his own way of coaching. He does not want to. He doesn't want to evolve at all. He's not really good when it comes to the lineup adjustments. He just, hey, go out there and hoop, bro. With all the injuries and everything that's happened, bringing Dame over here who don't play no type of defense at all, just wants to shoot the lights out everywhere. Like, I really wasn't expecting the Bucks to do anything this year. We talked about this earlier in the season. How do you feel about this and that and the trade and all this? And I said I really wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks don't go far. If the Bucks get bounced in the second round, I'm not surprised. Fortunately, they didn't even make it to the second round. This isn't even a disappointing season in my eyes because of all the changes and everything that's happened. But when you look over there at the Suns, KD was telling y'all he going back. He ready to get a ring. He ready to show y'all who he is. And for some reason, they went and got a shooting guard instead of getting the point guard that they needed. And it never gelled. There was no cohesion over there. And it was just like, damn, bro. And even in the playoffs, we just hoped that we could see flashes of MVP KD to try to will this thing and do what he do. But them boys got spanked, bro. Got spanked. That's just the moral of the story, bro. They had the more demoralizing season. And what makes it even worse is Milwaukee got something to bounce back from. Milwaukee can come back right next year and do what they do. The Suns got a lot of questions that they
Could
need
it be
answered
they
right
ran
now.
up against a team that's like up 2-0 to the champs?
You said what?
Could it be that they ran up against a team that's
I didn't
up
have faith in
2-0?
them beating anybody in the West. I didn't
I
have
mean,
faith in them beating anybody.
right now, the team that beat them is up 2-0 on the 2-0 the champs.
What seed were they again? What seed were the
I don't
Suns?
remember what seed the Suns were. What seed were they? Was
They
they a
were the
playoff team?
seventh. They were the seventh.
Yeah,
Sixth
like
or seventh.
like I had had no faith in them boys. I just knew whatever the play-in situation was or whatever the case may be, it is what it is, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I didn't have any faith in the Suns based on what I saw, and even still with the lackluster offense, with the terrible defensive rotations that we saw this whole year, we just thought that there was some way that they was gonna will it. Some way it was gonna will it. Milwaukee is we'll see them next year. Suns, I don't know. They might have to blow this up, bro. For real.
It's a few bombs that need to go off because it's more teams, it's more people that should be on this list for most disappointing outside of the Bucks. I totally disagree. I don't think the Bucks can back because this is 3 years in a row that they failed to make it out the first round, my guy. I don't care. We can blame it on injuries, we can blame it on Doc, but that's 3 years in a row.
Mind you, these were the defending champions out here getting cooked.
Now, also, the LA Clippers. I don't care what y'all excuse is. Y'all got multiple MVPs and you can't get out the first round. You're not getting the blue card. You need to be on the Bama of the Week list too. Yes. Also, we got some more. We got more people out there. We got more people that's dominated. I'm tired of Joel Allen. I'm tired of the Joel Embiid experiment. I don't care if he was there with a wooden leg and a kickstand. He ain't never made it to the conference finals yet. Zip that man up, man. I'm tired. I'm tired of Philly. I'm tired of the Clippers. All of this stuff got to go. No blue cards, man.
I'm definitely giving a blue card to the Clippers.
Why?
You know why. You already know why. Injuries, bro. You know why.
But look,
you
man.
think that's gonna get better over time?
Bro, listen to me. You got two league MVPs.
Yeah.
You got 2 league MVPs and a 2-time finals MVP on the same team.
You got to get rid of Paul George and go get some supporting cast. That's just it. That's just all it is, bro. It was never going to work with Paul George and Kawhi together. It was never going to work.
I'm definitely getting rid of Paul George.
Yeah, this was an experiment that was just the worst. There's one guy that's more consistent when he's healthy and on the court. You know what you're going to get from him. You know you're going to get a lockdown guard forward. You know he's going to Kawhi Leonard.
Where does he play? He lead the league in doctor visits. What are you talking about?
I know you heard
what I said.
I mean, I know you heard what I said. So I'm gonna let that rock.
No. What I'm saying is, I get it. He did what he did with the league, but every time I turn around, he's not there. He might play. We don't know if he won't play. Same thing with Embiid. Same thing with Giannis. Look, man. Look, enough is enough. Dame Lillard. I think he checked out. He with or without Giannis, he should have been good enough to get them past Indiana.
Yeah, that just let me know Dame going somewhere else, bro. You got to trade Dame. Dame not. This Milwaukee experiment is over. I really would be surprised if Dame and Doc are there next season. I'd be surprised if
So
both
where's
of them are
Dame
there.
going?
You could Dame could stay in the East. That
Because I mean, I'm gonna tell you something. I need to see him do something because he's getting close to my list called that underachiever list.
It's a guy by the name of
Mm.
Pat Riley. I don't know what secret government secrets he got that keep having him do what he do, but he can make something happen. He can make Dame Lillard come to Miami. If anybody can do it, Pat Riley could do it.
Okay.
I think the Milwaukee experiment is over. I think Doc is gone. I think Dame is gone. I'm just gonna keep it a bean with you. This was by far the worst experiment by an Eastern Conference team in a very long
But
time.
how do we blame Doc if you just said, Middleton was hurt, then all of a sudden Dame Lillard was hurt,
How do we
Giannis
blame
ain't
Doc?
there? Why we blaming Doc?
Because I watched other coaches do more with less. What are we talking? I've watched coaches with their star player just hurt, gone.
Players. What just one players?
But no. If you have two or three guys that are gone, I watched the Pelicans do it when Zion was out,
Where
when
they go?
CJ
Where
McCollum
they
was
go?
out. When you
Where they
said
go?
what?
Where they go?
What do you mean? Where they go? They went to the playoffs. They hadn't been to the playoffs. Zion hadn't taken them to the playoffs before. The boys stayed injured. Brandon Ingram stayed injured. CJ McCollum stayed injured, but they be in the
Brandon Ingram was
playoffs.
healthy this year.
They be making it in the playoffs.
Did
Zion
Giannis
wasn't.
even play in the playoffs this year?
You said what?
Did Giannis even play?
No,
I don't think Giannis
So he
played at
didn't
all.
play once. So he didn't play one playoff game, but you
no.
still blaming Doc.
No, you can blame Doc. Doc for to be the decorated coach that he is, and you can't make the right adjustments against the Indiana Pacers.
I definitely
Miles
feel
Turner
like
and Tyrese Halliburton
I
and
definitely
Pascal
think
Siakam.
that Doc was a part of the problem. I think injuries were also a huge contributing factor. I mean, that changes the trajectory of anybody's season. So, you gotta mention the injuries. But the whole thing is this: when Doc took over that team, Griffith had a winning record. They started losing when Doc got there.
It was the number 3 team in the East, bro.
Yeah, like they started losing when Doc got there. So the injuries definitely compiled what I think was an existing problem. But I just feel like him taking over in the middle of the season like that, like I think it threw the players off too. I think it threw off some of the team chemistry. That situation didn't look good, and Doc was really serving as like an advisor for the franchise, and now all of a sudden you got this guy's job. Like this shit looks fishy, you know what I mean? And if I'm a
That's
player,
what
I'm looking
Giannis asked for. That's what
like,
Giannis asked for.
and I mean, Giannis is, they got to give him what he wants. But
Is he a
all I'm
coach
saying
killer too? Is he a coach killer too?
is,
Nah, Giannis not a coach killer.
I
I
want
Hey,
to
mean, he
say
got
this.
two of them
we'll
out of it.
see.
He got two of them
I
out of
want to.
it.
I want to
We'll
say
First of
see.
this.
all, getting rid
I
of
want.
Mike Bud was the craziest thing that the Bucks could have done.
I
That
want
was
to
the
ask y'all a question though about this because I'm sitting here now. I'm not saying Holiday is better than Dame, but I think Holiday people
is better
downplay
than
for
Dame.
Holiday. People downplay what Holiday was to the Bucks, and I think it kind of changed it up. When they traded him, Dame, Dame and Giannis, I don't think they mesh well. I don't think
No,
the
they don't.
chemistry was there. And I think, being honest, Holiday knew his role, and I think that he was very important to that team. He gave that team a little more edge, and I think it's evident up there in Boston.
I'm gonna say this: the team that was constructed around
No,
Giannis.
why do you wait 1 second? He twisted his lip. Let's get back to. He got my attention.
I agree with everything you said till you said his role in Boston. I think he still needs to improve his role in Boston. But
I
he
don't think he should have
definitely
ever left Milwaukee. I don't think they
I
should have
think,
ever
but
got rid of him.
he definitely sometimes, man, you don't have to be the better player. You just gotta fit the team that you're playing with better.
Yep.
I think Drew
Okay,
Yeah, it
Holiday's
is.
his best fit, his best puzzle piece fit was in Milwaukee. That was bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think so too.
I
But
think
Yeah,
that the
sometimes you just gotta
defense,
be the best fit for the team.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
and I yeah,
I think it'll be. I think that it'll show more and more in the playoffs. And I think part of the reason that what they brought him there for, I think it will show more.
they brought Drew there. They brought Drew to Milwaukee for defense. and so that he could be the
championship
tertiary
pedigree.
Yeah,
Championship
they
he
needed
could be the tertiary ball handler. You
Yeah,
and
bring
they needed
Dame,
like consistency. Marcus
you
Smart was a little all over the place.
you
yeah.
bring Dame to Milwaukee. He has very, very little defense. He's always been on the bottom side of the defensive scoring sets or whatever the case may be. Like none of his numbers show that he's a defensive player, and he wants to jack shots all day. That's what he does, and you can't do that on a Milwaukee team where everybody can take a step back and shoot. You even got centers that can step out. Bobby Portis Jr. can step out there and hit the three, but guess what? He plays his role well, which is defense first and then everything else second. You can't bring an offensive first player over here and play point guard right next to Giannis Antetokounmpo. It's not going to work. And until they go find a defensive-minded point guard that can fit within that role, Milwaukee's going to struggle. So they might as well ship him out of there and go get some defensive pieces so Giannis can get back to winning. Because he got another chip in him. He got one more. He got one more chip in him.
I think my whole thing with like looking at these teams is like not enough credit is given to fit, right? Teams that try to buy a championship had a rough year this year. The teams that kind of like went through the draft, trades, grew those teams organically, they seem to be having better luck. So that being said, I do think like Drew Holiday was a great fit on the Bucks, and I think he's a great fit with the Celtics. And I think like got to give credit to Brad Stevens for really being able to recognize like when you're in high intensity playoff situations, which the Celtics have been over and over and over again, and still haven't managed to quite get there, right? You need a steady hand in those situations. That's really what the Suns lacked. I feel like that was a big part of the issue with regard to like them not being able to pull it together as a team. You need a point guard who's a steady hand, a coach on the floor who can like create stillness in the moment and like guide you through that shit. And when you look at like the steady hand on the Celtics is Drew. He was also the steady hand on the Bucks, which is why they had success. And you know the Bucks are missing that because Dame ain't no steady hand. He a jack. He can get out there. He gonna shoot that bitch from the logo. Like if he feeling it, he gonna try it until it works. And there's nothing wrong with having a lights out guy, but when you're talking about like intense late game situations, you need a steady hand. And I think Dame not possessing that skill is a part of the reason why it never got as far as it should have with Portland either. So, I love Drew Holiday. He ain't fancy, but he's efficient. And you need a guy like that. And I feel like that's what not enough teams understand. They looking for flashy and they need to be looking for steady. If you got a guy that can get you 21, 6 and 4 every night, I'm gonna take that guy over a guy who scored 40 a couple of games and then half the season he's 7, 9, 11, 12, 15, 17, 19, 24, back down to 11. Like give me a guy with a steady hand. And I feel like Marcus Smart being like really like a very important defensive presence, but really all over the place, high intensity, high emotion. When the other guys, kind of like buckled in those moments, like Tatum in the playoff series with the Warriors where they lost. Like Tatum, he kind of like folded a little bit. He fell apart a little bit. He really did. Like I feel like, and Marcus wasn't able to kind of like bring continuity back to that situation. That's where Drew comes in handy. That's just my opinion, but I do think that like Jason fell apart in that series, and maybe a point guard with a steady hand who could kind of like guide you through it would have been helpful.
Jason Tatum was the one that fell apart and not Jaylen Brown.
No, I think they both fell apart. I think they had equal opportunities of falling the fuck apart, both of them. I'm not putting that all on Jason Tatum. I'm not sitting here saying like Jason Tatum is the reason that they lost that series. But when you talk about your number one option, like going cold in the second half, multiple games in a playoff.
They were 3 23-year-olds in the
I get
final.
that. I'm not saying that it wasn't justified. I'm just saying
playing against a team that been there 7 times.
I get that. Experience definitely won them over. I'm just saying it happened. No matter what the excuses are, it happened.
He's
Whether
23.
the excuses are valid or not.
That man is not 23, bro. That man is not 23, bro. That man like
only 26 now. He's only 26 now.
Yeah, they're 26 now.
Hey,
he's only 26 now.
Hey, look, man.
They was 23 when it happened.
She said what she said, bro. Your man Tatum.
Tatum, you do no. Tatum is only 26, bro.
He dropped the stinker, bro. She didn't lie.
They
I'm
they
saying.
okay. They
He
average
was going
23 and
cold in the
22
second
points a
half of the
game.
game.
Hey, listen. They got a chance to go to the finals this year, all right? Because ain't nobody
Right.
in the East
For
gonna beat
sure.
them. There ain't nobody in the East gonna beat them.
I think
They
it's gonna
got
be the
this.
Wolves and the Celtics.
Yeah,
I
and
think
one.
I think New York they gonna give them a
Stop
run.
it.
I
Stop
For
it.
think
sure.
so.
It's gonna
I
be fun
think
to
Stop
so.
watch.
it. Stop it. The refs
I
gonna get
think
in
they
one game and they're gonna get gentlemen sweat. Stop it.
You think so?
What?
I
I
think
hope
they're gonna.
you're right, brother. I hope you're right.
Bro, it's gonna be a gentleman's sweep, bro. They're gonna get one in New York and that's it, bro. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it.
My man
Look,
talking like it's battle rap, a gentleman suite.
because what are we talking about, bro? It's a gentleman's sweep. It's gonna be 4-1, bro. The Knicks gonna get one in New York. They're gonna get one. They're gonna make New York proud, bing bong, or whatever they say. And it's
They
over
just
for
won,
them.
they just
Don't
won
worry
against
about it.
Indiana. They going
Yeah,
crazy out there.
beat them one
You
thirty
said
to
they did what against Indiana?
yeah
They just
130
won.
to 121. I like that boy Hart.
Hey,
And them
look,
stars are out, bruh. The stars
listen,
are out.
Yeah.
listen. The Knicks are going to get to the next round, and the Celtics they playing the Cavs, so they don't have nothing to worry about. They good. That
Yep.
next series, that's what I'm waiting for. It's going to be OKC, Minnesota, and then it's going to be Knicks and Celtics. This is going to be a great Eastern and Western
So
Conference
you rocking
Finals.
Kyrie and Luke off, huh?
Yeah, I mean, they out of it. They served their purpose. They was a good little story for getting Kawhi and Paul out of there. Now
He
it's time for them
basically
to
called
serve
him
their
cute.
purpose. It's time for them to serve their purpose, bro. They don't worry about it. Shea and Chet, they going to the Western Conference Finals. Jay gonna have a lot to say. He gonna feel like he should have been rookie of the year, which I don't agree with. He gonna make some statement games, game 2, game 6 of the Western Conference Finals. But all in all, it's a guy by the name of Michael Jeffrey. Ant Man. He just gonna do what he do, bro. He just gonna do what he do. It's all good.
So you got them biting the chip this year.
Yeah, I got Ant Man winning the whole thing, bro. Tatum, don't worry about him. Brown, don't worry about him. Hart, don't worry about him. Brunson, don't worry about him. Like, don't worry about nobody in the East is beating whoever's coming out the West. Nobody. Don't even worry about it.
Keep this as official receipt.
Keep it, bro. Keep it as a receipt, bro. If Shea go to the finals or if
Mm,
Ant Man goes to the finals, don't worry. Boston might not even win 2 games, bro. Boston might not even win 2 games, bro. Like, what are we doing?
wait, you ain't giving Boston two?
I'm not giving Boston 2. I'll give them 1.5. I'll give them a good 6 quarters. That's what I'll give them. They're gonna have 6 amazing quarters in the finals. That's it, bro. That's it. Don't worry about it.
Mm.
well.
I know
And
me and them
I
have
stand
no
on
love
I,
for
I stand on
Boston
my
either.
predictions, Bezel. I stand on all my predictions. That is what it is.
Mm.
You know
Okay.
you was wrong last year, right? You know you
About
was wrong.
what?
Last year.
About
You know
my,
you was
my
wrong last
14-3 Ravens that went 13
No,
and
no,
4.
no,
Yeah,
no,
you
no,
right.
no, no,
My
no.
fault. My fault.
We
My fault.
talking about basketball.
Who was I
You know
wrong
you was
about?
wrong.
Who was I wrong about?
I'm gonna go pull it up, man. You know the team that won ain't who you picked. You know that.
I
You
don't
know that.
think I don't think any of us picked that team that won. So what are we talking about? None of us
But you
picked that
said
team.
this. But I'm saying how bold you said that. You said it the same way last NBA playoff. You was that
Right, and
bold.
then none of the teams that we all agreed were going even went. I
I
I
ain't
get
talking
it.
about what we. We talking about
Nah,
you.
nah, 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 nah. Don't try to throw me under the bus, and you ain't gonna take credit for what you did, bro. It is what it
I
is,
said
bro.
the Lakers was
Look,
gonna go on the run, and I didn't think the Lakers was gonna beat Denver.
I don't even know why
No,
the Lakers went to the playoffs.
I wore
no,
my
don't y'all
jersey.
do that. Don't
I
y'all
don't even know
do
why.
that.
I don't even know why the
Yeah,
Lakers went to the playoffs this
I
year. I'm
wore
gonna be
my
Don't
honest
do
with you.
that.
I wore my jersey.
I
My
picked
my
the same
Lakers
team.
jersey.
I mean, wait a minute. The only thing I was
Giselle,
wrong about it was I picked the same team I picked this year. I stay right with
Just
my young
pick
boss.
another California team, Bezel. The Lakers are done for the next 3 years, bro. Don't worry about
Yeah.
it. They're done.
I mean, see, here's the thing. Let me tell y'all my little Lakers story. Being honest, I was more of a Kobe fan than a Lakers fan. So I loved Kobe. Now my diehard team is the Wizards. I'm gonna always be a Wizards fan. I
Amen.
just love, everybody had a favorite player. So I casually still watch the Lakers. I still pull for them because I cheered for him so long with Kobe. You know what I mean? Like Kobe was that guy to me. He's my second favorite player of all time. My favorite was Isaiah Thomas. You feel what I'm saying? So at
Love.
the end of I understand that. I understand that. Like it's like they're kind of a I think they're overachieving with Braun for real with the team that they have. I really do. I didn't expect much out of them. I didn't expect them. I didn't even think they were gonna get past the play in. I didn't. Um, but at the end of the day, I'm a Wizards fan. Let the people know that I am a Wizards fan. Period. That's my team. That's my mall. I'm always pull for the Lakers. Rest in peace, Kobe. Whatever, whatever. He was my favorite player. Well, after Isaiah Thomas. That's all I got on that part right there. So I don't want y'all to hang me on that. You know what I mean? But everybody got their little favorite player outside of their team, right? Like you like
I,
Tatum, but you're a
I
Wizards
like.
fan, right?
I'm a diehard Wizards fan. That's
Hmm.
gonna be forever. But I love Ant. Um, I do think it's gonna be probably the Timberwolves and the Celtics in the finals. Um, and we'll see. I don't care who get it because I'm a Wizards fan, so naturally I hate the Celtics. But
Are we joking them off too soon?
um, I'm not saying that they might not go 7 games, but I think in 7 games the Wolves still got it. I think however it ends for them. So, and that's just my prediction, but I'm standing with the Wolves on this one. I just think they really got something this year.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably gonna end up being OKC and the Wolves in the Western Conference Finals, and I think maybe 7 games Wolves take it.
Mm.
And I think it's definitely gonna be Celtics. And I think we'll see. As far as the finals, I ain't writing nobody off because
Yeah.
I disagree with Zeus a little bit. I think the Celtics have big game experience, and we got to count that in. Like it mattered with the
Mm.
Warriors because I really felt like that year in particular, the Celtics were a lot better on paper. I thought that they were going to beat the Warriors, to be honest. But I really feel like Steph Curry, of course, but also the experience of the Warriors, like
Yes.
really being able to get into their heads and wear those guys down and shake their confidence. You have a couple bad shooting games against the Warriors. That shit is different. So because you got Steph over there, right? And if you're not
You could
hitting,
be up
he
by
is.
10 and turn around and the score tied and you down by
Listen,
3.
listen. I'm telling you, and he do it so fast.
Hmm.
So that's not a team you can play with. And I think like too, you got to give credit to Draymond and how he really took Jaylen Brown out of his game, right? Really like abusing him defensively and just kind of like throwing him off. And as a whole, the experience really kicked in. So I think the Celtics now have that, right? A lot of playoff experience, some
Yeah.
finals game experience against one of the best teams to ever play. And I think I don't want to just like discount that because the Wolves are on a hell of a streak.
Yeah.
Right. So I think like the Celtics have the advantage that the Warriors had on them, and that's gonna be very interesting to watch. And
And
I
that's a
think
good
like
point.
yeah, is and then too, I think the, let's never discount what Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Derek White and Al Horford. Let's never discredit what they look like on a good night. Now on an off night, shit go how it go for anybody. But on
And
a
that boy
good night,
Porzingis with them too.
right? And I think he's hurt though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got hurt last
Yeah,
game.
he can't come back to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, so he's out for a little bit. So, but I mean, they really got something like. And the thing about the Celtics is they got a couple guys off the bench that can hit too, if it get a little sticky. So I like the Celtics big game experience. I like these guys being in this situation before. They seen this before. So for them, just another day at work, maybe.
And I hate to say that too, man. Me, being a Wizards fan and
Mhm.
and being a Kobe fan all these years, as far as casual Laker fan, um,
Mhm.
I I I think the same thing. I think the experience of the Celtics, they would take that. They would take a little bit from what Golden State did to them and have a
Mhm.
little bit of experience. I think they're a little deeper. I think their team was a little deeper. I think the
Mhm.
experience and the championship pedigree that's on the team. They have
Mhm.
pedigree on the team. And I just think Tatum, he left out of there with a bad taste in his mouth, man. He,
Mhm.
know what I mean, and something about it when you get that shot again and you on that big stage, you know what I mean. I think I would love to see, and I would hate to see the Celtics get a chip. You know what I mean?
Facts.
But
I think it's possible though.
yeah,
It's possible. I hate it too. Listen,
yeah,
I'm still crying over Isaiah having 53 on us back in
hmm,
2017. I'm
yeah,
still crying about that. So
yeah.
You know, I never want to see these niggas get it. There it is. Never. I never want to see them get it. I hope Ant-Man beat the dog out of them.
Yeah,
But the reality is,
yeah.
they got some tools.
They they they,
And
they,
if
ain't,
they
they, ain't, they ain't
are
gonna get
able to
played
calm
yet.
it down and have a good night, if they have a good night, Jason
Mm,
Tatum, he could score 40 real easy on a good night. Jalen
mm,
Brown, he could give you 31 real easy on a good night. Al Horford coming off the bench, he might be able to give you another 15. That boy Pritchard coming off the bench, he might be able to give you 11. Derek White, he had like 31 tonight, didn't he? Hit 7 threes the last game. What are you talking about? They got tools over there.
mhm,
You better not underestimate these boys and think just because they the lightest skinned team in the league that they can't get down. It's some bangers over there.
And the thing is, let's not get it twisted. You might, as Zeus called them, the Leastern Conference or whatever. It's still, that's
These
because
still
look,
NBA players, man.
yeah, and not only that, you what you're doing is you're taking the West as a whole and you're taking the East as a whole.
Right.
But if you put them Celtics over there in that West, there still be a dangerous team over there. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? So I think they gonna come to boogie. And I think I'm not writing them past. Well, yeah, I am. I think New York gonna give them a run, but I think in the end, the Celtics is just a better team.
Yep.
Yeah, better and more experienced team. And anything you got to say, Apostle?
Nah, I agree with everything y'all said.
Okay. Well, we're gonna wrap it up tonight. Zeus had to go. He had to get up early. So do I. I appreciate y'all for dropping in on a little impromptu show. I love talking NBA. It's a chance I get to do that, with some good people. My guys. There's a couple of us want to talk it, but mostly they want to stick to football. But I appreciate you. Where can we find y'all? And we're gonna let y'all. Well, we're gonna let y'all tell the people where can we find y'all.
Appreciate you, Apostle. Mia was here, 5 underscores. You can follow me. You can also follow my new podcast.
Mhm.
You weren't there podcast everywhere. Appreciate y'all and thanks for having me, Zell. Thanks for having me, Apostle. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, and she might be joining the team, the Black Eye Media Room, Colossal Capital brand might be coming over to the neighborhood and be in our neighborhood for a little while. We gonna see. She talking. She been throwing tidbits at us, so we gonna see. You know what I mean?
We trying to get something going. We trying to get something
Uh,
going. Make sure y'all stay
type
tuned.
type your information in the comment section. Tell them where they can find you and put the name of it in the comment section.
Got you. Appreciate you.
And I am, aka the Apostle. I am part of the Black Eye Media Group with the Let's Talk Sports, y'all. And I've been doing my thing on IG. I'm
Mhm.
fighting to get my TikTok and Twitter back. These phones keep breaking and they won't let me back in my accounts. But I am still doing my thing on IG as well. We did some two good post fights these last couple weeks. You know what I mean? So we got some more interviews in the pipeline, a lot of stuff we working on, man. But check us out, man. Follow, like, and subscribe. Let's talk sports, y'all. Black Eye Media Room, tap in. We be back at you soon.
All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all and good night.
Thanks, everybody.